Hey, how's it going? Richard Matharoo here. I want to give you a quick tip that's pretty useful on how you can make better decisions, smarter decisions for your progress as a network marketer. Decisions are important, right? It's doesn't matter what strategy you've got, how good your company is, how good your advice is, any of those kind of things. If you're constantly making the wrong choice, right? You're navigating yourself through this business model, which isn't easy. So if we can make quicker, smarter decisions in the direction that you take, it's kind of like a sat nav. Like if you put in the correct route and it's the fastest, easiest route without traffic, you'd want to know and follow those steps. If you're ignoring the turns, you're going to end up in a completely wrong place and be like, well, I've been in the car the length of time I should have been. Why am I not here? So let me help you with this. We tend to find that when we're looking at our decisions in any area of our life, but particularly network marketing, because it's such an emotional thing, we lose all rationality. You know, often I try and give advice to somebody, they're like, I don't need your help, I can do it all by myself. I'm like, whoa, chill out. Cool, I'm just asking you if you want tea or coffee. Like, whoa, calm down, right? And I think this comes from three things. It comes from duration. Let's do a little clock. Hopefully it looks like a clock. Let's go for effort, which we can do as, I can't draw, as a muscle. So effort, hard work. Or we can have sacrifice. Let's do a sad face. Okay, sacrifice. What you're going to find is if you were to bring to mind now some decisions that you've made and that you're suffering the consequences of right now, and if I was to say to you, why do you still do that? And you couldn't say, well, I don't actually know why. It's probably going to be one of these three things. Like if you've been putting effort into something for a long time, you can be closed to quitting it, right? If you've put a lot of effort into something, you're like, well, I've put so much into this, Richard. I'm not going to quit this. And then also sacrifice. What am I going to look like if I quit now, having lost all these things or given up on something that may have been a better deal? And what I would say to you is you've got to get these out of your brain and constantly evaluate in a rational way. I know it's not easy. I've done all these things and stuck in situations and thought, damn it, why did I even do that? But in order to get quicker results and make a change and get new and a fresh, a success, we've got to throw this thinking out. And it's not easy. I know it's not easy. But I want you to wipe these things away and replace them with, what would you do in terms of giving advice to somebody you know? Let's say your best friend comes to you, right? We'll do a smiley face this time. And he asks you the question, right? Advice. Lays out the decision that you've already made and says, this is what I've done, this is what I've given, but this is what it's getting me right now. What advice would you give that best friend? And if that advice is different from the way you're behaving, you can pretty much guarantee that you're taking the wrong steps because of emotion as opposed to rationality, what you should do. So that's a great exercise to think of in terms of who you're listening to, the strategies that you're implementing, maybe even the company that you're in, right? If there's somebody somebody you knew came to you and said, this is a situation, this is what I expect, what advice would you give to them? And as a final piece of information, this can also work the same way in terms of not only sticking with a decision and being closed-minded, but actually making a decision. Sometimes we feel there's so much time, effort, and like piled up, and energy and sacrifice before we've even made a choice. We often give something more weight than it needs. We're like, man, I should take even longer. I should procrastinate even more because this is a big decision now. Again, if a friend came to you and laid it out, what would you tell them to do? If you feel good about something, then do it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's life. Stop trying to make things so permanent. Everybody who gets success in this industry, if I was to tell you one thing that defined me in terms of going different from failing and then becoming really successful in this industry, it would be that I started to change the way I made decisions. Yes, I learned new tactics. Yes, I did a whole bunch of other stuff. But I had to be open to those new things, and I had to start throwing out my old thinking and bringing in like a quick fire way of saying, okay, is this beneficial or not? What do I expect? What am I going to give? What am I going to get? Let me go for it or walk away. Either way, quickly. It will really save you frustration. It'll really serve you better. And I think we can agree, it just makes sense. It's a much smarter way of doing things. And smarter decisions means smarter results, means more success for you, which is why I create these resources. So I hope that's helped. Did that help you at all? Does that useful for you? I hope that it was. If it was, I'd love to hear your comment, or if you've got a question about something else in alignment with this. Maybe you've got a story of your own. Maybe you're like, man, yeah, I do this. I'd love to hear that this has helped you in some way. And if you want to get some more from me, I just opened up a brand new Facebook group called the Authority Networker Community. It's only going to be for you specifically two things. Number one, you are committed to a minimum of a full-time level of income, i.e. replacing a job in your network marketing business. And number two, you want to do that in a way that is with more automated, modern, leveraged methods. So if you want to go full-time, or if you're already there, but you want to do it in a more leveraged way, then that group's going to be for you. I'll leave the link in the text area beneath this video. Or if I take the audios from my podcast community, hey podcast community, then you can see that in the description area as well, whatever you're listening it to. So I hope this has helped you. As always, go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. And if you're quick, by the way, to get in that Facebook group, I've actually got a $2,000 prize giveaway that's happening right now. You don't have to buy anything. It's just a way for me to get the word out. I'd love for you to enter into that by doing something free and simple, joining that group, and the instructions are inside. I hope you have a fantastic day. Let's make some smarter decisions, and I will see you on the inside of that group if you do decide to go in there. Bye for now.